Hello, welcome. Oh my gosh, happy Monday. I'm so excited for this week. I don't know about anyone else, but I've been feeling a little bit in a slump, especially like just exhausted from moving and everything. But today I woke up and I was just like, I'm ready to go next level. I'm ready to demolish this week. So I would love to hear from you guys. Apologies, it's quite echoey in here. This is my new office space and there's not much in here right now. But I would love to know, share with me in the comments what you're loving most from this so far. We're in day 4. Let me know down below in the chat box, or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments what you're loving the most from this container and what has been your biggest takeaway so far. Let me know that in the comments below. So today we're going to be talking about brand authority, and we're going to be talking about how to actually get your audience to be feeling like they take you seriously, they see you as an authority figure in your industry. And this is one of the pieces that I find so many people do miss when it comes to brand strategy. And it's something that I wasn't aware of until somewhat recently. So I'm just going to quickly pop through the comments below. Jenny's been loving my brand values and colors, and Gemma's been really loving the workbook and also what the colors symbolize. Yes, loving it. Yay. Best feedback. Yeah, color psychology is so crazy, and also around like your brand values, and the workbook as well is really great to really just uncover your brand mission and get really crystal clear, because that's one of the baselines and the foundations you need to have before really scaling with your brand or moving any further with your branding as well. Okay, let's get into today. So I would love to know if you have been feeling maybe in the past, maybe currently, where you feel like you've got some people viewing your profile, but maybe you don't get much interaction, or if you feel like maybe even when you're having sales conversations that you feel like people are like, oh my gosh, you're such a lovely person, but then they don't follow through with actually buying from you. Does anyone feel that currently or even in the past? Give me a yes in the comments, or love heart this if you're feeling that too. Because this is something that I have experienced in the past. I still experience to some extent. However, it's way less now since I've actually worked on this strategy when it comes to branding. Hi, Renee. So I've really worked on having a balance of warmth and competence. Now, what do both of these mean? So warmth, it's like the energy behind, like you're approachable, you're relatable, you're compassionate and understanding, and you're welcoming. So this is how your audience views you and the feelings that they get when they come across your page. So there's the warmth piece, and then there's a competence piece, which essentially helps you become an authority figure in business and with your branding. So competence is essentially people are like, yeah, he knows what they're talking about. You're respected. People take you seriously. You're seen as a leader in your industry. You are like the go-to expert in your field. Now, when it comes to this, it's important to have a balance of both, because if you don't have a balance of both, if you have too much warmth, which is something that I used to have too much warmth in my branding and my energy approach when it came to my brand strategy, that I was like the friend to everyone, and everyone wanted to come to me for like advice and to chat, and I was very approachable. However, no one was buying from me, especially when it came to buying through my content or even through like sales conversations, because I was just warm and friendly, and I didn't give the competence piece or the authority piece to actually, like, it's kind of like also competence and confidence kind of go hand in hand too. So you can have all the warmth. However, if you go too much on the flip side of competence and authority, you're kind of seen as someone who's not relatable. They're like, oh, this person seems very up themselves. They're just very egotistical. That's sometimes how you're seen. If you have too much competence and too much authority, and don't have enough warmth, then people can almost be repelled by you, because you essentially giving off the vibe that it's like, okay, yeah, they know what they're talking about, but I don't feel like I can approach them, or I don't feel like I relate to them. So it's having the balance of both the warmth and the competence piece. And having these two tying together is literally like your blueprint to having people, like having your attraction marketing working, like having people buy through your links, through your content. It's having the balance of both. So there's a few ways that you can build. For example, if you have too much warmth and you want to build in some competence to help with building authority, then there's a few ways you can do this. A few ways, for example, a few of like the free ways that you can build trust within building your authority, becoming a leader in your industry and things like that. You can actually host in-person events. So even if you did like a free in-person event, get someone to like take content of you, maybe even like up on stage, it really does help build authority. Sharing testimonials helps with building authority, because you're sharing testimonials around the people who've worked with you. So then people actually know, okay, this person is credible. This person actually has given results to others. Sharing posts that teach people something. So you could do like a carousel post where you can share like best tips for the best skincare, whatever industry you're in. Don't teach on something that is completely outside of I don't like saying the word niche, because I don't believe you have to niche down. However, what your industry, what you want to become an expert in, and you want people to see you as an expert in. For example, my intention when I started my Instagram account for the Divine Design, I was like, I want to be seen as the go-to person for branding. The go-to person for branding. So I was like, okay, I need to build authority in this, build up trust, and teach people things about branding in order for people to trust me and to actually want to buy with me, because they actually are like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. And then I've become the expert in that field. And by doing this, it's a really cool thing that happens. I hope you guys can't hear my dog in the background. She's barking because she's outside. So a really cool thing with this too, once you actually set the intention of the area that you want to be the expert in, you will actually have people who are going and recommending you without even knowing, because in their subconscious, in their psyche, as soon as someone says, oh my gosh, I need help with my branding, or you know, I need help with graphic design, a lot of people have started to think of me, and that's how I've been getting word of mouth and referrals. So it's becoming the go-to person that even people in their subconscious won't even think about recommending you, but they think of you straight away, because you have set the intention, you put it out there that you want to be the go-to authoritative person, the leader in that space. So then people just end up referring you on, and then that's how you bring that magnetic energy into, when you have the balance of both of warmth and competence. And if you have too much competence and you feel like maybe people don't feel like they can come to you or relate to you, then building up the warmth is really like showing more of yourself, your whole self, not just the bright shiny side. It's showing the parts of yourself to show that you are human, sharing stories of where you've come from and how you've been able to get to where you are today. So ensuring that you have the balance of both either way. So as your assignment on today's task, today's lesson, today's teaching, I would love for you to look at your content, look at your Instagram, and have a look at where maybe you feel like you're lacking at the moment. So maybe you've got like 80% warmth, you've got about, oh my gosh, that's 20% or so competence, and how you can bring that up to 50-50. And using like the authority and competence piece of like, okay, well, how can I build authority? Can I be a guest speaker on someone's podcast? Because that also helps build authority in that certain topic that you want to build authority in. You can also, like, keeping everything on brand too, with colors of what we spoke about in day 3 is a great way to build competence. So people know that you're consistent. They see you as more of a professional brand as well, when you have the consistent on-brand photography, paid ways as well, you can get a photo shoot. Something that I offer as well for any of you guys in the Gold Coast, I have my brand photographer, and we've actually collaborated and done a package together. So you get a full branding package that comes with like a mood board, color palette, you get personalized templates, you get your own milkshake website designed by me as well. Bunch of other things too that you get included, and then she does a 1-hour branding shoot with you. So if any of you guys on the Gold Coast, just let me know, send me a message if that's something you want to look into. And I'm also teeing up with another, because since I've moved to the Sunshine Coast, I'm teeing up with one of my clients, graphic design clients that I've met in this space, who's also a brand photographer as well. So anyone on the Sunshine Coast, stay tuned for that, because we're doing a collab as well. Awesome, cool. Let me just have a look at the comments. Thinking I should open up my business account again, but I get more views on my personal. Yes, this is actually very interesting, Gemma. What I found I've done on my Instagram, it's not necessarily like a business account, it's more like a creator account, because I find the business accounts are more set for example, like restaurants or for actual like skincare brands and things like that. Whereas if you do a creator account, if I'm remembering correctly, the algorithm can sometimes favor that a bit more. However, I'm not going to get into things like algorithms, because it's always changing and it's not what I teach. I teach how to actually build your brand so you are seen online. And another just thing as well, if you want interaction on your page, you need to give it in order to get it. So you need to give in order to receive interaction. So make sure you are taking time, even if it's like 10, 15 minutes, like to build your own Instagram too. I always say too that content is king, engagement and like relationship building is queen. So remember those things too when it comes to it. So creating content that talks to your ideal client, but ensuring too that you are popping through like hashtags and things like that, or building up your relationships. Every single person that follows me, I have a message that I send them to every single person, just saying like, thank you so much for following me. I hope you love what I post on here. I hope you get value from it. Is my offerings, my services something that you're wanting to look into, or you're just a virtual cheerleader for now? Or is that it? Either way, it's great to connect. So I have like a kind of generic, I still like personalize it to each person, because I don't want to just be that robot that just sends it, but I have like a kind of automated message that I send to every new follower. So it's building that relationship and connecting with them in the inbox too. So I've kind of gone on a full other tangent. I'll talk more on this tomorrow. Day 5, we'll talk about content a bit more. But yeah, that's essentially on today. Pop any questions that you have in the comments below, because on the last day we'll do like a Q&A too. So pop any questions that you have. I'll make sure to add that to the last day when we do a Q&A together. But I hope you guys enjoyed today. This is a really fun one. This is a one I really love talking about, because it's a very much like a game changer, because it's like the energetics behind branding. It's how you are being perceived by your audience that you may not even know. So look at it with curious eyes, look at it with as if you were someone completely brand new coming and seeing your Instagram. I'm just going to talk about Instagram right now, because that's my main platform that I build on, and main platform where I generate most of my sales, if not all of my sales most of the time. So this can work on Facebook, TikTok, whatever, but right now I'm just focusing on Instagram. So have a look at your Instagram as like your business shop front. Have a look at it with fresh eyes of someone brand new coming across your page, and look at, okay, how are they perceiving me? How if they can, and completely get rid of any preconceived ideas that you have, because sometimes we can be posting content and doing like our Instagram already thinking that a lot of people just know all these things about us, because we all know all these things about us. So look at it with fresh eyes, look at it with a new point, new perspective, to have a look at where are you maybe lacking warmth, or where are you maybe lacking authority and confidence, and how can you bring them up to balance. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.